Welcome back to Jam Session, everybody. Today we are back with my father. We're listening to something new. Um, we're deciding to take a little bit of a different turn here. We're going to continue doing our Kendrick albums, of course, but I thought it'd be really cool to break up the pace and show him something that's less complex in a way. Not saying it's a dumb song, but it's not as like lyrically you have to deep dive it. Today I'm going to be showing him "Days Before Rodeo" by Travis Scott. His Not his debut album, but an album that released before his debut album. It's also not an EP, so I don't even know what that's really. I don't technically know what the word is for it because it's a full album, but it's not his like debut label album. But this was something he released before his big album Rodeo.
Hmm.
Um, I can guarantee you've never heard any of these songs, but these are some of his biggest songs of all time around here.
Really?
Yeah. This came out in 2014 in an era where sound. Do you remember? Have you ever heard of the app SoundCloud?
Mm-hmm.
You have. It's like a file sharing app slash service back in the. I mean, it's still around today, but it's not as used as much. Um, where you didn't have to get samples cleared to post songs.
Hmm.
So nowadays, if you like sample a song or something, you have to get it. It has to be like allowed by. You have to either pay for it, get permission, or your label goes and accesses it. Whatever. You have to have permission to use a sample. So when a lot of the time when you're making a beat, a lot of the time you're sampling, especially in hip hop. It's a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot of sampling of other music.
Yeah.
So he couldn't have this be his debut album and put it out on streaming and make money for it. So what he did was put it on SoundCloud, and he was an artist that was kind of growing with an album before this called Owl Pharaoh, which we can skip. I mean, it's very mediocre, but it did put him. It had some songs people were like, okay, like this guy's kind of cool. And then he dropped this, and this was insane. Like this is genre defining for the for rap because it kind of it this album didn't, but it kind of grew roots for what's a genre that's called trap, trap, trap rap,
Mm-hmm.
um, where it's very I don't even know how to explain it. It's not as like well put. It's not as mastered really. It's very like amateur sounding, very like bumping bass in your car.
Oh.
You will listen to more trap albums and I'll show you. But I think it'd be really cool to show you this before we get into his debut album. So, ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, that's the opener.
Cool song.
So, this was a lot of people's first step into Travis Scott is this song. He had his hits. We'll get to him. There's like hits on this. This
When you
was
say hits, are they radio hits?
he was able
Or
to get songs from SoundCloud onto the radio, which was unheard. Like, I cannot stress enough how massive he became from this,
Hmm.
and how massive he was. Like, even today, like Travis, you obviously know he's everywhere. Um, but he is just one of those artists that when he drops a project, everyone that's into like the genre, hip hop and rap, pauses what they're doing and takes a listen. He was like he's up there with like when Kanye would release like nowadays like some Kanye like releases are pretty skippable, but like when Kanye would drop and people would stop what they're doing and listen. Kendrick would drop, people would stop what they're doing and listen. Drake would drop. He was becoming one of those people that he would drop a project and you would be like, oh shit, new Travis Scott. We have to take a listen. And his big draw is exactly what you liked. It was the production. The production he was bringing on his albums was just so different. It was very because you can't. This is so he's from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
This is very like it different. It doesn't sound like southern rap. It doesn't sound
No.
like southern hip hop. But he is from Houston, and he was bringing the sound that was. Granted, lyrically, he's not saying anything crazy. I mean, you don't really need to pay attention to him. Um, but it's just one of those like you hear that song, and you're like, oh, that was a banger. Um, his line delivery. I really cannot stress the production, which this is produced by Mike Dean, legendary rap producer.
Mm.
And he was just on so many people's radar, and so like it's just I don't even, I really don't even have the words to describe it. It's one of those things where like you had to be there when
Mm.
he's dropping music. Um, but yeah, it
It
did
was a
get
cool
radio play.
song.
Hmm.
Kind of like a had a had like a thriller, scary movie kind of feel in the background.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like dun, 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 dun.
Hmm.
Like he's telling us
Like a scary story.
like a scary story or
The
something.
video for it is kind of murky. Um, it's very like his emphasis of like dark blues and like dark grays, and a lot of the videos for this are very like,
Mm.
it feels very like gritty. Um, and later on, you'll kind of realize he gets like, he's very very much influenced by like rock.
Oh.
That's what really made me love him when I first heard Travis. Was his rock influences are so heavy in his music, especially with like the drums and the guitars he'll use. Um, but yeah, we'll get to the next song.
Yep.
Awesome. So, a little bit of history real quick before we get into it. Mamacita featuring Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug. Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug are two, well, at the time, were like the duo of all duos. Like they were just dropping hit after hit after hit after hit together. They were like best friends basically. Unfortunately, they had a falling out, and around like 10 years ago, they just hated each other. So he was able to get this song with their features right like a couple years before their breakup, and this is like arguably a top 3 song of this album, like hit wise.
Mm.
So for him, again, when people first heard this, people were like, "No fucking way, you got Rich Obi Quan and Young Thug on a song." It was just unheard of.
Mm.
Um, but we'll get into it.
That was a cool song.
Yeah.
That had good rhythm.
Mhm.
That whatever that was,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. And just the rapping, the rap, damn, those guys are good. I
So you
got
like them? You like Rich
no
Obi
idea
Quan,
who
Young
Young
Thug?
Thug is.
So Young Thug is one of those artists where like if you show not to be disrespectful, but like you show an older person Young Thug, most of them are like, "What the fuck is this?" Because that like high pitch, very like snarky kind of way he's rapping. It's
Yeah.
like it's super different. And then you have Rich Homie Quan with like that kind of like deeper,
Who
like
sang who sang that
got a
verse?
phone on me, like that's Rich Homie Quan. He does the hook
Okay,
on there.
yeah.
Um, and then that beat is just incredible. The way they have that like that guitar that like it
Yeah.
rings throughout like every couple seconds.
And then whatever that was pretty
The
cool song.
percussion, yeah. Um, with that one, you kind of, that one's very much more reminiscent of Houston roots. It's very like, I don't know how to explain it. It's very like,
That's I don't know.
yeah,
Not
but
really.
you get what I'm talking about though, right?
It's different though. It's different from like West Coast or
Yeah,
something.
it's not
Yeah.
West Coast or East. It's
No.
not like,
Different beat.
mm,
It's pretty cool though.
yeah. So this is probably one of the most biggest songs in here. Like seriously, um, Mama
So did that
Sita.
song get radio play?
Yes, Mama Sita did get radio play.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh.
There are a couple songs in here that were cleared sample wise that were able to be put on
Mhm.
to the radio. And this is one of them. This song was massive.
Really? I've
Uh,
never heard it.
yeah, no, a lot of these I don't think so. They're massive in the sense of massive for where he was coming up from, and massive in like hip hop. Like this is 2014. Mental. I mean, where were you 2014? Mental. Like, what music were you listening to in 2014? I don't. I think you were on
Had to
the.
be rock.
That's what I'm saying. I think you were on the complete opposite end of the spectrum of when this was coming out. You grab food when it's your turn to talk. Guy, come on.
Yeah, I was listening to rock.
Okay.
Um, so I don't know who Travis Scott was. I remember
Yeah.
when you were little, or when you were listening, then you went to that Astro World
Yeah.
thing. I knew it, but I remember when I heard a couple of songs, like, oh, this this stuff's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, you obviously know I've been to the Astroworld festivals. I've
Mhm.
been to. This came out when I was 12. I went to the rodeo. Rodeo when rodeo came out. I went to that. Um,
So when you were listening to stuff, you weren't listening. Oh, see, you guys had it on your
iPods.
iPod.
Yeah,
Because on the radio we listen to other stuff,
back in my
either
day.
rock or whatever. iPod. Remember the iPod, Matt?
Yeah, I mean that. This is on the iPod Touches though. Those like little
The smaller
steel.
ones.
Yeah, the little
Yeah,
steel
yeah,
ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I was 12 years old, bumping "Mamacita" by Travis Scott, and like so 12. I was like eighth grade, seventh, sixth grade maybe.
Mhm.
But I was jamming to this. This shit was fire.
Yeah.
But we'll get into the next one.
Dude, the rockish beat of the song is pretty
See,
good.
so
Dun,
that
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun.
So serious. That's because this was during a time when 2014. You're super into rock, so inherently I'm super into rock at the time. And so when this comes out, it's super like you just feel those rock influences. It's like
Yeah.
these builds of like these like epic builds he puts into the songs, like the very like that last like minute of the song. There's not really a lot of like lyrics. It's a lot of like
It was dun, dun.
yeah, yeah.
It's rockish, like, yeah.
But yeah, that's Quintana Part Two. There's a Quintana Part One, but that's on a previous project. Um, and yes, I mean, yeah, Quintana Part Two. Anything else you want to rip off of that?
No, it's good beat. Good
Mm-hmm.
beat. Um, I like how Travis Scott raps, like the da, 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 da.
It's like melodic in a not singy songy way. It's like
Yeah, because it's like da, 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 da.
yeah. So that is a lot of influence from Kid Cudi. He's super. That's where half of his name comes from. Oh, Travis Scott's also Travis Scott's not his name.
Oh,
No, it's a two part. Travis is his uncle, and then Scott comes from Scott Mescudi, which is Kid Cudi's real name, who was his favorite artist when he was growing up. So
no shit.
yeah, so Travis Scott comes from that. His name is Jock Webster. Jock Webster the
I don't think
third, to be
Jock
exact.
Webster will sell albums.
Yeah, yeah. Jock Webster the third is not selling albums. Travis Scott, that's easy.
Does Kid Cudi still rap?
Yeah, Cudi's reps. He's way past his prime though. But he was an artist at the time that was also genre pushing in the sense of like he was rapping hip hop, but it was very like indie pop hip hop. It was so weird at the time because he
Mm.
was rapping music that was like you could like bump at parties. That was like kind of like melodic, and that's where like his like, what you notice how Travis it sounds like it gets like really close to the mic,
Yeah.
and it sounds like it's like breaking the barrier. He gets that from Kid Cudi,
Jock Webster.
Jacques Webster.
Nice.
We'll get to the next song. Next song is "Drugs." You should try it. So this is the song on this album. I just want to give you a lot more preface instead of telling you after. Um, so the history with this song is this was the song that is sample wise something happened where he couldn't get this song on streaming, and it took years for it to happen. Um, and so this is like the song that a lot of Travis fans will say is like, oh, this is my favorite Travis Scott song of all time. Um, and I'm saying that not in the sense of like to hype it up, but to say that like this song is so special to so many Travis fans. Um, I remember I really liked it. I personally don't get the craziest of hype for it, but it is a great song, and I'm so excited for you to hear it. So we'll get right into that.
All right. So far, the first three are pretty good. Mamacita, I like.
Yeah, Mama Cita's a banger.
I like that. That was cool.
I thought you would.
The guitar. That was a good beat.
Mhm.
Good beat. The rock again. Rock.
Yes, yes.
The rock.
I was before we even did this, I was so excited to show you this. I was so it'd be so you've I mean I've shown you Travis Scott songs before. But like now that you're listening to a full project, you really grasp this like his I mean it's hard to understate like his rock influence, like you're saying, is like um he's bringing this like indie rock song on a rap album.
Dun, dun.
Hmm.
Now, was this a big album you said back in the day or no?
In 2014, yes. This was SoundCloud used to have awards at the time, and they would award the most listened to song and album, and this was on. I mean, everyone was streaming this on SoundCloud. Um, SoundCloud back then was really like the genre you would go for on it was hip hop, and so like just everyone that had SoundCloud on their phone was listening to this.
Mm.
Um, so this came out back 2014. I really wanted to figure out what. Yeah, I'm 12. So what's that? Sixth grade, seventh grade,
No,
eighth grade,
seventh grade. Yeah,
seventh grade. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, when this came out, like seriously, I was me and all my 12-year-old friends were just like just bumping this. Um, and drugs you should try to the song I appreciated way more as I got older. Because when I first heard this, I'm like, oh, it's not a upbeat rap song. Um, but like now, like listening to it, I'm like, I really do appreciate um how great of a song it really is.
Real calm.
Hmm.
Dun,
Very
dun.
chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, ready for next one?
Yep.
Okay. Track 5, Don't Play, featuring the 1975 and Big Sean.
That was a cool ass. Yeah, it's a good shit.
Yes. Um Again, two massive features for him to get at the time is the 1975. Um one still one to this day one of the biggest indie pop rock bands. And then
Who's that?
1975.
Well,
The
they're a
band.
band.
Yeah. Um Great
That's the
stuff.
year I was born.
Really? Oh shit. Um Not even I knew that.
So 19th and
And
Big.
Big Sean. Yes, you know Big
I
Sean.
know. I don't know what do you say. Where you rap or
Uh
listens.
Bounce Back. Let's not take an L tonight I bounce back.
Oh.
Yeah. So you know Big Sean. Um but you get this like so it's called Days Before Rodeo. And with this song, you get like that like carnival esque like
Yeah.
yeah. And so it's
And then that did you call it 808 bass?
808s.
The
Yeah,
boom,
it's
boom, boom, boom.
yeah. That's called an 808. It's everyone's favorite sound in production
I
is the
like it.
808. No, they're awesome. Especially when they spam it. The dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There at the end he did it.
Yeah, like so again you see like that build up he does. These songs like really are like built for like concerts and like live performances and like just get the
Or a
crowd.
good sound system in your car.
Yeah, or a good sound system in your car. It's just like just get like hyped to, get pumped to, get like, um
Not to get speakers in Expedition.
yes. Get speakers in the truck. But yeah, anything else on that one?
No, it's pretty cool. So is that five?
5, yeah.
5 for 5.
Hell yeah. This was dropped as a single. Um, I don't know when, I don't know the timeline of it, but this was out. This is the one song. This one and Mamacita were out on streaming, and we're like just collecting
See,
streams.
I didn't stream. I didn't listen to that. No, that's
Well,
not.
I say
But what
stream.
I'm
No,
saying, like,
I say stream in the
if I
sense
would
of
have,
like,
like, I never heard of none of this stuff, but
yeah,
maybe radio, maybe.
yeah. Well,
But
no, that's what I'm saying is like they were just so big on SoundCloud and on the radio that they were able to get cleared sample wise, and they were able to be released as singles, so they can officially get like awarded like this song went platinum or gold or whatever. So they were able to officially drop them. And Mamacita and Don't Play are, I don't know if they're platinum. I think they might be diamond. I don't know. I know they're gold for sure. These songs are massive. Um, but yeah, these are the 1 and 2. Like these are like the 1 2 off this album, like hit wise.
yeah, no, pretty cool. I like the song. It changed beats. It kind of like started like scary movie again,
Yeah.
and then it changed. Then it ended again like that. Ended like that again. Pretty cool.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I really like how again, just like these like really like dark beats. He's
Yeah.
really like I don't know. I keep saying I don't know how to explain it, but that's really the only way to explain it. It's very
Yeah,
dark.
kind
It's
of like, and
very
like I said, yeah, you say dark, and I'm like, it sounds like scary movie or something,
yeah dark.
like a thriller.
Hmm.
But
It sounds like music that could be like a movie score. Yeah, see what we're talking about. Um, but yeah, Skyfall featuring Young Thug, produced by Metro Boomin, and I think it was co-produced by Mike Dean. But this is one of Metro Boomin's first beats. Um,
guys everywhere.
yeah,
A lot of
well
songs,
now
Metro,
he's
Boomin,
everywhere.
blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
But at the time, this was his come up at the time was making beats for Travis,
So he's not a
Future.
rapper. He's just like a producer.
Um, he actually don't know. He is a producer. I think he's made maybe like done one or two features, but he doesn't rap. Whenever so he makes albums actually, and what he does is he just makes beats and then he gets artists to feature on them. And so then he just makes the beat first, and then he goes, "I want you on the song. I want you on the song. I want you on the song. Make the song."
Oh,
Mhm. But one of the biggest producers of all time grew into one of the biggest producers of all time. This is like one of his first ever beats, though.
oh really?
Big beats, like big, like in like the zeitgeist. Like people, his name became a commonality. Um, but yeah, right for next one.
Yep. So that's six for
Six
six.
for six.
That was smooth rhythm beat, like
Mm-hmm.
dun,
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 dun.
dun.
I like how like the last 30 seconds they just
How he lets like the beat right
let it
out.
rip. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so that's probably the perfect example of what I was saying. How these are like songs built for like performances. Like that is super. Like whenever I hear that song, it just sounds like an anthem. The way it's like he's like talking to the listener sometimes. Like in that song, he's like, oh, like telling you a story, this and that, and he goes, kissing, dun, dun, dun. And it's slow enough that like the crowd can like learn what he's saying and
Yeah.
like say it back. Um, but like again, like super anthemy, super like listen to this in the car, know all the words. So zombies used to be like so like that beginning. I don't know why, but when I was younger, that beginning I didn't like, so I always skipped the song. And then like when I went back to it a couple years later, I was like, oh shit, I was missing out on like a great. Some of his best rapping is on this song.
Dun, dun, dun,
Um,
dun, dun.
but yeah, any more on that one? Zombies.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
No.
Um. So 7 for 7 so far.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We have track 8, Sloppy Toppy featuring the Migos and Pee Wee Longway.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna like this one. What do you think, Matt?
You're a big Migos guy.
Another good beat.
Yeah.
Good tempo on that song too.
Hmm.
Kind of like, I like it.
Yeah.
The Migos.
So this is 2014. So this is years before Bad and Bougie. So this is like a super young Migos group. Um, and this is also a super young Travis. So these at the time these are both artists that are nowhere near as big as they would become. And so these are two rappers that are just trying like two well, Migos are three people, but um two artists that are just trying to make it together. And so you get this pre-fame song of two of the biggest groups to be or biggest artists to be, and I think it's really cool that these two ended up working together. Pee Wee Longway at the time was
It's
it's
pretty long.
it's not exactly it's funny saying that, but like Pee Wee Longway at the time, like before this came up, before it blew up, he was probably the biggest rapper in this song.
Oh,
Yeah. Pee Wee Longway, he kind of fell into obscurity over time. Um, has a ton of like he did like college rap is the best way, like frat rap. Is the best way I could describe it. Like songs that you would listen to like at like a college party.
mm.
That was like his lane. And you kind of hear it in this song. It's very much like it's very dirty. It's very like up tempo, very high, like high energy, and it's like a party song kind of.
Yeah.
Mm. You get all three members of the Migos before some of them ended up going to jail, and so again, like hey, it's just kind of cool how you get
And
all.
one died.
And one died. Yeah, the Takeoff was the first verse.
Is it the one that's dead?
Yeah, but yeah. Ready for next song?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Another cool song.
Mm-hmm. Guys, speak up.
That's another cool song.
No, just talk louder.
Oh,
like whispering.
am I? I don't know. Just loud enough.
Yes, like that. Talk like that.
That's a cool song.
Huh.
Another cool song. Like the beat.
I wanted to make sure you had your headphones off because not that it's bad, but I had read there was a comment I saw that was like, "Oh, I feel like you sway his opinion." So whenever like my favorite song comes on, I'll say it like after. But that is my favorite song on this album.
Really?
Yes, Basement Freestyle. Or
Why?
it's just him like rapping hard for like 3 minutes. Um, and and not that it sucks, but he grows his sound and becomes what he is. But like there are times where he used to be like super like rappy, like bars and like rhyming like heavily on his songs. And he ended up he grew out of that into this like you've heard modern Travis songs into what he is now.
Mm-hmm.
But there are times where like I miss this like starving artist Travis Scott where he's just like spitting bars on a beat. That too. I also love the beat on this. So
No, that was good beat.
mm.
Da, 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 da.
Anything else on that one?
No, but it's not my.
You
But
have
it
nothing to
wouldn't be.
say on these.
But it wouldn't be my favorite song though.
Really? Oh yeah. Oh, what do you say your favorite song is?
So far, I think that's Mamacita.
Oh, Mamacita's a banger. Yeah, I mean that's understandable.
Mamacita in the 1975, whatever that was.
The two singles off this don't play.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
but this last song was a cool song. It's just not my favorite.
Um. Bet. Let's get into the next one.
All right.
No, I'm saying I like this next one. So.
Well, then I'm not gonna like it
Come on, eh?
for the viewers.
For the viewers.
Eating potato chips.
All right, perfect.
That song I did like.
Yeah, that's probably my second
And
favorite.
you were saying earlier, he just went off and fucking.
Yeah.
The tempo was good. That might have crept up right there.
Yeah, so
I
that's
don't like the end of the song though. It's just kind of like slowed down.
so what happened during this time a lot of I like that you noticed that is a lot of the time on these songs the beat will just be like left open for like 30 seconds or whatever because this is during like even when like now when artists is first coming out they'll leave that space or a producer will leave that little bit of space in case another rapper wants to go and sample this beat and use it.
Oh.
Or like if a feature wants to jump on this song, there's a space for them to jump onto.
Oh.
And so a lot of the time you'll get these songs with a lot of like 30 seconds of like just no lyrics or no rapping, and it's for that reason. So the producer, like let's say Travis Scott didn't blow up and this wonderful beat is wasted. It isn't because now another artist is able to hear this, sample it, use it real quick, like it, put a song out, pay the producer for the beat, and then put out a song with that beat. That's a whole can of worms to go into, though, is the world of beat making and production. Like even a lot of the time in rap, beats get overused, like not overused, but get used multiple times by different artists. Especially like in the 2010s, this was like happening a lot.
No, but this song had good tempo, like fast tempos, like boom, 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 boom. Then it kind of slowed down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably my second favorite is Backyard.
No, it's good.
Yeah. We'll get into second to last track.
Was it me? That was a short song.
Well, it's a bonus song, so
Well, I just got into it. I'm like, oh, then it ended.
you got into it at the end of that song.
No. I was all into it unless then I just noticed like, oh, it's gonna end.
Yeah, it's a bonus song. There's like, dude, around this time, there are so many unfinished, unreleased Travis songs from this era that end up getting leaked, and I've heard all of them. But like, this is during a time where like he would record a song and he wouldn't put it out, but then it would leak, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, this is fire." But that's one of those where like it. Like,
Why do they do that?
Do what?
Like do songs and they don't release them?
Because they don't think it's fit enough for the album. Every artist has hundreds of songs that have not been released. Your favorite bands like Godsmack has probably over 100 unreleased songs. Well, they'll get to like that point, like that song, like you said, is unfinished in a way. Like it's just
Hmm.
short because it probably was supposed to be a longer song. It's just never ended up finishing it, and he just threw it on the back end of this album as a bonus song.
Cool song.
Yeah. So yeah, Days Before Rodeo. Thoughts, questions, concerns?
No, it's a good album.
Yeah,
I like it. The first, I mean, I'm telling you, like the first four songs, like, oh shit, it's
I
cool.
I do agree. The
First
first,
four or five
yeah,
songs, like, oh yeah. Then the next aren't bad. Like the one you said you didn't like, I thought it was pretty cool.
Gray.
Yeah,
It's
I
too
like the. Well,
it's too
okay, so, yeah,
melodic for me.
it's kind of like I don't know, get all that stuff, but it was kind of slut first. But then it got once it got going, like, oh, cool.
You know, it just sounds like a pop song. It's I don't know. I think it's
Maybe,
uber ass.
maybe I like pop.
You do like pop. You do. I know you.
I
Um.
like the rock, like the rockish of this album.
Yes. Mhm.
The piano,
It's so funny that you say that because you say you like the rock elements on this. He dives head first into his rock influences on the next album and onward. But yeah,
the tempo, the rapping, just like
Mhm.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's see. So you get what I'm saying? Like he raps. He raps hard. He raps quick,
Hmm.
and you lose that as he goes on. Which I mean, I don't think it's a fault. I like where Travis is at now. It's just it's one of those things where like you listen to like an artist's older like debut albums, and you're like, damn, this is their old sound. And it would have been cool for him to like make more songs in this era. But I do like Way to Become.
Good album.
Yeah.
I like it.
What do you say your favorite song is?
Mamacita.
Mamacita? Yeah, I can't fault you for that. That song's a banger.
Mamacita and that other song, the drug song.
Drugs, you should try it. The
Yeah.
dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun. Yeah. That's everyone's favorites.
Oh, that's
No,
good.
no, no, it's not a bad thing. I'm saying like yeah.
Even the first song was pretty cool.
The prayer, yes.
Yeah, the first song was pretty cool. I'm
Um,
telling you, the first four songs, I'm like, oh wow, that's good shit.
mm-hmm.
Good shit.
Yeah, on a technically his second project ever. But this is like his pre-debut album.
Mm.
Um, so this is what he was putting out. He was born in the 90s. This came out 2014. He's like maybe a teenager, early 20s when he made this. But I could understand some of these are probably old cuts, from like years old cuts. That he ended up just putting out in 2014.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, this would spawn one of the biggest rappers now of my generation, at least.
Yeah.
Um, and he will go on to break records and accolades and awards years after this. But yeah, Days Before Rodeo, favorite song you said was Mamacita or Drugs. If you were to rate this out of 10, what would you give it? And you can do point fives.
How many
Mind
songs?
you, this is just a start.
How many songs was there?
Technically 14, but without the bonus song, 13.
And I thought they were all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid eight, dude. Eight, solid eight. Because I know some of the songs kind of sounded the same, but overall, I like the rock elements, the some of the piano, and then like the tempo.
Mm-hmm.
It slows down, it comes up.
You like those 808s.
The bass,
The
the
dum,
808.
dum, 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 dum. Yeah.
Dude, maybe as high as maybe an 8.5.
Yeah.
8.5.
Yeah. I think that's what I
I
would give it.
stand with an 8.5.
Yeah. It's cool that because you give it an 8.5, and what's awesome is that it literally gets better from here.
Really?
Yeah. He only grows to become an even better artist after this album. Um but
I
yeah.
think the only songs I've heard from Travis Scott is the Astro World. What's Higher Learning? I like that song.
Highest in the room.
Ándale, highest in the room. That whatever.
Higher
Higher Learning
learning.
is a movie.
Um
Highest.
See, you say that, but as we go through more Travis albums, you'll be like, "Oh shit, I do know this song." I
Oh.
can I can promise you.
Mm.
Like there, like there were Kendrick songs where I'm like, "Oh shit, you haven't heard this," and you were like, "No, I haven't heard it." But like there are Travis songs where like I'm like, "You've heard these songs because
Mm.
I've played these songs." Um, but yeah, 8.5.
A solid 8.5.
Hell yeah,
I'm gonna stick to that.
awesome.
It's good.
Hell yeah.
Good shit.
Well, thank you for sitting down and listening to this. Thank you to everyone watching. If you made it to the end, thank you. And let us know your favorites down below. Mainly because I mean, everyone's favorites are Mamacita and Jugs and Don't Play, but like, what are your guys' like favorite deep cuts off this album? My favorite song on this is probably Basement Freestyle or Backyard. Um, but like technically those are the deep cuts off this, but they're probably my favorites.
Definitely not great.
Definitely not great. I hate that song. But yes, thank you
Great.
everyone for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.